I get so sick of the strategic behavior that happens in science. It gets so frustrating. I think it's because everybody is so intelligent. Yeah, like they're really smart. There's lots of smart people, and they think that they can outsmart other people. That because I think that they're actually used to that all of the time. I think that's actually the issue, is that they tend to be rather intelligent, sort of think through things. And in a normal setting, they often sort of get to where they want to go to. But I think, at least for me, what I end up seeing is just very like, obvious strategic behavior that is just icky and it just rubs me the wrong way. That's not how I grew up to sort of think about how you can take advantage of the situation and benefit yourself as one side of it, the sort of strategic behavior that happens. And I think it's like just it's taught. It's like this is the way that you actually do it. Instead of just being open and honest and just being like, okay, this is it. I need to make a lot of I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes. I don't know what I'm doing. And this is the best I possibly can do at this given moment. But let's just keep working at it. But I think the other thing that ends up happening is that on the flip side is that people end up doing things that they think that it's like you can create something perfectly at the beginning. And, the punchline is that there's nothing perfect when you ever build anything because you don't have that information. You don't know what people are looking for, what they're trying to do on the other side. It's the same thing that happens with why startups actually fail all of the time is that they think that this is the way it's actually going to work out. They do it, they give up because it didn't work out as planned. And then they have to realize, like, either, just go through that rough adjustment of, oh, you know, I am, I'm not the best at this. And those two things I think is just patently so involved. And often it's just simply because people have an ego that they're wrestling with inside, a strong ego that they're wrestling with inside, and they're trying to make sense of, oh, I need to realize that there's other smart people that exist and that they just have to go through a lot of adjustment. I mean, at least for me, it was a lot of realizing that nothing that I end up doing is perfect. And so you just get out there and you keep trying instead of thinking that there's a one off thing. And yes, it's completely inefficient. I completely understand that. But that's just the nature of trying to understand an uncertain, ambiguous world where nobody really knows what the answer is. You're just trying to find the best possible way to get through, right? Like, and it's not often with sort of strategizing behavior that everybody thinks it is. It's often, just keep working at something. I think that's the only answer that I could ever give is just keep working at it. Like, if you think that you can outsmart other people in a domain where everybody else is just as smart as you, it's obvious what's actually happening. And then it leaves a huge distaste in a lot of people that are very authentic and that kind of get it, right? They understand that there's all this behavior that happens and they just want to shy away from it because they don't want to be part of it. And then on the other side, you're not going to figure out what the puzzle actually is at the given moment because there's so much ambiguity in it. And so it just requires a tremendous amount of changing, moving around, thinking that nothing is really all that static, right? And finding it until you kind of catch that edge where people are interested in what you're actually doing. Until that happens, you simply have to just keep trying and iterating and getting things until that actually happens, until it becomes part of the zeitgeist, until people start seeing it. And I think that's, at least for me, there's often no recipe with any of this. Um, you just simply have to then just like, you learn. So in a market like this, you have to, one of the hardest things is understanding who to trust and who to look away from because there's so much strategizing that actually happens. And you have to just simply take a step back and say, no, that's not what I'm about. That's one thing is to think about. But then the other thing is to know that there's no right answers. And the only way that you just make progress is you just keep whittling away until people find something that they are interested in. I wish that there was a magic ball. I wish it was smart enough. Maybe that's the issue is I'm just smart enough to understand that this goes on, but maybe not smart enough to understand how to actually deal with it. I think I think the best thing you could do is just to keep taking steps forward and ignoring all of that strategic behavior because it doesn't work. It's not going to work and benefit you. Maybe on one side or aspect of your life, but not on other aspects of your life. Is there's just so much that's going on that you just can't understand. The world is a complicated, weird place, and the only thing that holds you together are the values, the virtues that you represent, and the strategizing behavior is just going to show through every time. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.